Welcome back, my ESL friends. Today we are going to do another flipped notebook activity. So this time, instead of us doing it in the classroom together, I am going to have you follow along with the video and complete the flip grid page and the questions. Okay? So get your notebook out. As always, turn to that table of contents. Remember, I might be on a different page number than you, but that's okay because I use this notebook for everybody's flip grid or flip notebook, okay? Today we are talking about plot. So the plot are the moments in a story. Okay? So we always know that a story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But each one of those sections kind of has its own job in the story. So today we're going to be talking about that a lot more. I already have my plot page created, so you're going to follow along what I've already done. So in your notebook page, you're going to put down your next page number, and you're going to write plot for your title. Today we are talking about plot. This was page 6 for me, but it might be a different page number for you, and that's okay. Remember, you can pause this video at any time to give yourself more time to set up your notebook. Okay. Once you have plot written on your table of contents, we can go ahead and get started with your note page. So I can see here that I made plot page number 6. So it will be really easy for me to find page number 6 and go to my plot page. Okay. So my plot page is already filled out. That's okay. What I would like you to do is to get your plot notebook page and go ahead and glue it into your notebook. As you can see, I turned my notebook page and glued it down into my notebook. Now let's get started. First of all, we need to know what a plot is. So a plot, those are the events in a story. So go ahead and write here beside the word plot, write events in a story. What is happening in our story is the plot. We've talked about, again, the beginning, the middle, and the end, because every story has a beginning, middle, and end. But now we're going to talk a little bit more about what each one of those areas does. I'm going to scooch in here just a little bit for you. We always have a title in our story, and that's the name of the story. And there's always an author who wrote it. So we need to remember what the title and the author is. We're going to start off by looking at the beginning of our story. Now, whenever we first start reading a story, there are some things that are going to happen. In the beginning, you're going to learn about the character and the setting. So this is where the author introduces us to the characters and kind of gives us an idea about where we are. Okay, remember the setting is a time or a place. So at the beginning of the movie or the beginning of a book, you're going to learn if it's winter, if it's summer, if it's night, if it's day, if it's something that happened a long, long time ago, or if it's something that's happening in the future, or if it's just something that's happening today. When you're reading or when you're writing and you're talking about the beginning of the story, you're going to use transition words like first or in the beginning. This is going to let the reader know when these events are happening in the story. Next, we have the middle. In the middle of our story, we learn about the problem of the story, and we also learn how it's going to be fixed. So if you ever notice when you're reading a story or you're watching a movie, there's not a problem and then they magically fix it out of nowhere and then that's it. It's over. It's done with. Things happen in the story that lead up to each one of these parts. We use transition words for the middle of the story, like then, next, or even after that. So when you see these types of words, you know that you're still dealing with the middle of the story. Lastly, we have the end of the story. The end of the story is where the problem is fixed and the ending happens. Okay? So different from the middle of the story, because in the middle of the story, we learn how to fix the problem. So even though you know how to fix the problem, it actually hasn't been fixed yet. Where at the end of the story, the problem is fixed and you have your happy ever after. These are when you see words like finally, in conclusion, or at the end. Now, these transition words that I'm giving you, they might not be the only words. There are lots and lots of different ways to give an ending to the story. These are just a few examples. But if you see words like finally, in conclusion, and at the end, you can make an educated guess that the end of the story has happened. Okay? So that is our interactive notebook for plot. If you need to go back and check things over, please feel free. Make sure everything is nice and neat so when you show it to me, I can read it. And go ahead and answer the questions to go along with our plot activity, just to make sure that you understood what we were talking about today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.